going to have some fun.
Let's get started.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Thursday evening. That is right. Welcome to Discover Your Ford. I'm Errol, and this is our live stream. Now, I'm excited. I hope you all had a great holiday weekend. And I'm excited because, of course, we're here with the all-electric F-150 Lightning. So congratulations first are in order to all of my F-150 Lightning owners that now have taken delivery of their vehicle. You know, it's a long time coming, and we know you're super excited. And for those of you that are still waiting for your orders that you've placed, I know that the wait is going to be well worth it. And today, we're going to spend some time talking about this electrifying vehicle. You guys see what I did there? Right? So we're going to have some fun talking about it. This, of course, is our live stream. So with that being the case, I am going to be relying on some technology. We're going to cut away to some videos that we were able to pre-record for you guys. But most importantly, I want you guys to go ahead right now and start getting your questions into the chat. I know you guys may have a ton of questions, especially if you've recently taken delivery. And so we want to answer as many of those as possible. And helping me do that, I have my dynamic chat team standing by, and they're going to be helping me. And I'm also going to be able to answer some of your questions while we're together on air live. All right, so make sure you get those questions into the chat. And speaking of logging into the chat, well, we've got a little something special for you. Now, if you go ahead and look right there by the chat, you'll actually see a link where you can go ahead and download a special Lightning brochure that we put together here for you at Discover Your Ford. It's filled with great content, information, and some really cool pictures, not videos, some really cool pictures that we were able to capture with the F-150 Lightning. So make sure you download that brochure. Go ahead and do it right now. And while you're at that, go ahead and share the link to this live stream. Now, I have had a chance to see a ton of Lightning forums and other online arenas that all talk about the Lightning truck. So make sure that if you guys are a part of that, or if you know one, copy the link, share it out right now. And if you know another F-150 Lightning owner, make sure you go ahead and share the link with them as well. We want to get as many owners as we can logged into our live stream, and because we want to share as much of this great content with as many people as we can. All right, so go ahead, download the brochure, share the link, and let's get ready to have some fun. Now, this evening, we're going to be talking about some very, very specific things that are unique and fun to the Lightning. And so I'm going to get into telling you guys a little bit more about what we're going to discuss in our time tonight. You guys ready? All right, let's get into it. So first up, we're going to talk about the Blue Oval Charge Network. Then we're going to talk about DC fast charging. We're going to talk about Ford Pass and Power My Trip. We're going to discuss phone as a key. Then we're going to get into Sync 4 and Sync 4A. We're going to talk about Ford BlueCruise and hands-free highway driving. And then we're going to wrap it up talking about our Ford Power Up software updates. So that's a lot of stuff to get into. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so Larry, come on over this way. Let's first start by talking about the Blue Oval Charge Network. Now, as you guys are aware, the Blue Oval Charge Network is the largest public charging network in North America. So right now, because it's always updating, let me tell you guys how the numbers look. Because basically what Ford has done is we've partnered with multiple charging network providers to give you one consolidated charging solution through the Ford Pass app. So you have your Ford Pass app account, and it'll be all tied in, and basically you'll be able to go ahead and pay for any of your charging while you're on the road through your preferred payment method. Now, it can be accessed, like I said, through your Ford Pass app, so you make sure you want to download that, and I'll show you a little bit how. But basically right now you're going to have access to over 23,900 charging stations, which equates for more than 75,000 plugs nationwide. And that's continuing to grow, right? And so with that, having that single access through the Ford Pass app, it makes it really, really easy for you guys because it's all integrated there, and it allows your vehicle to locate and activate the charging session. As a matter of fact, you know what? I have my phone on me. So Larry, here's what we're going to do. I want you guys to see what I'm able to see. So give me a second. I'm going to rely on my own technology, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what you'll see with the Ford Pass app. So give me just a moment here. And if you haven't downloaded the Ford Pass app already, and you guys should be able to see it now, I've seen it pop up on your screen, so you should be able to see it. With the Ford Pass app, it's a free resource. And here's what you'll notice, right? So if you're paying attention, you see my F-150 Lightning here, and as you'll notice, it's not just generic, right? So the nice thing about the Ford Pass app is that you're going to go in, download the app, put in your VIN number for your F-150 Lightning, and then get the specifics for your truck, all right? So that means all the features, functions, things of that nature that tie into the Ford Pass app that are unique to your F-150 Lightning will pull through. And also, if you have another Ford vehicle, you can also go ahead and you can have multiple vehicles in the Ford Pass app. But let's get back to talking about what we were doing, and that is having the availability to find the Blue Oval Charge Network. All right, so one of the things you'll see is right here at the bottom of the screen, you have Blue Oval Charge Network right on the bottom left. Now, you can also go over here to Maps, and when you go over to Maps, you can also easily go ahead and click on Charging. And when you do that, it is going to let you know and give you charging stations in your area. So you guys can see how I was easily able to access that. And then what's nice is I can swipe, because look, check this out. At this particular one, there's 2 out of 4 available chargers for me to use. It also lets me know that it does have a DC fast charger available. So I can go ahead and continue to swipe through, and that way I can find different charging stations that are in my area. And then it also tells me the availability. So remember, I told you guys, over 23,900 charging stations with more than 75,000 plugs, all right? So you can go ahead and add your payment ahead of time, and that way, once you have that added, you can go ahead and then easily be able to pull up to that station, charge your vehicle, and be well on your way. Now, another great thing is that Electrify America, within the Blue Oval Charge Network, they support our DC fast charging, and it will automatically be billed for you when you have that set up properly through your Ford Pass app. So you can utilize that, utilize the coverage of Electrify America charge stations, and just make your charging experience simple and easy. So speaking of charging, let's talk about that. So when you get to the charger, I mentioned the DC fast chargers. So let's talk about what that means to you. As a matter of fact, I'll show you guys here. I'll open up the charging port so you have an idea. So when you're charging, the DC fast charging station, this is the port you'll utilize down here, okay? So this is what you use when you're out and about. And with your DC fast charging, let's talk about some of the numbers and how that looks. So first off, the F-150 Lightning can support up to 160 kilowatts for the extended range battery, and that's with the DC fast charge, or 150 kilowatts on the standard range battery utilizing a DC fast charger. All right? Now, here's how the numbers, I want to break this down. So let's look at 15% to 80% of a charge. All right? So give you guys an idea of time frame, how that looks. So from 15% to 80%, you'll be able to charge in approximately that range in approximately 41 minutes. And that's with the extended range battery, and that's while charging on an L3 150 watt plus or 150 kilowatt plus DC fast charger. Now what that means for you is that's going to give you an estimated, to break it down in increments, you're going to get about 54 miles per 10 minutes of charge. All right, and that's with the extended range battery. So think about that for a minute. If you're looking at planning your trip and planning out, how you're going to spend your time, you then get to decide as you look up the different charging stations how you want to spend your time at the charging stations while you're traveling on the road. All right. Now, when you're looking at the standard range battery, then you're going to be talking about using that same range, 15% to 80%. Well, it's going to take about approximately 36 minutes with the standard range battery, and that's the same thing while charging with the L3 150 kilowatt plus DC fast charger. So that gives you an estimated 41 miles per 10 minutes of charge with the standard range battery. Now, you also are going to get 250 kilowatt hours of complementary charging through Electrify America and their charging stations. So that's a great addition to be able to have and add into the benefit as you get comfortable in using these charging stations, right? Because one of the big things that I get a lot of questions about, of course, with the electric is range anxiety, right? And so one of the things that we were able to do to combat range anxiety is give you technology that puts it into place to where you don't have to worry about it. You can plan out your trip, you can plan the charging stations that you want to go to, and make your transition and your time and your travels a lot easier. Speaking of planning it out, there's a whole program for that. Let me tell you about it. So it is actually the Ford Power My Trip. I'm going to bring my phone back out here, and I'm going to show you guys again so you guys can see what I am able to see. So give me a second. Let me set it up. I got to love technology, right? All right, so I'm going to show you guys this. So going back into the Ford Pass app. So let me click here. All right, bear with me 1 second. Boom. All right, now, when you guys go back into your Ford Pass app, one of the cool things that you're able to do is utilize the Ford Power My Trip. Now, Power My Trip is great because what it allows you to do is put in your destination, and what it's going to help you do is navigate the charging stations along your route. And that way, as I mentioned, you can decide and say, hey, we're going to stop here, and maybe we're going to sit down, have lunch, get a charge, and go from there. Or you might say, you know what? We want to continue to drive through, so we're only going to stop for a quick 10-minute charge because all we need is about an extra 40 to 50 miles, right? So this is the great thing about it, is that you are now in control. So in order to do the Power My Trip, let's talk about how that works. So first thing that I want to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go to my map. And I'm going to go somewhere. You know what? And me and the wife were talking about taking the kids somewhere. Let's see. I'm going to just type in a location. Let's go a long trip. Let's see here. Let's see if we were to do, yeah, why not? Why not? Let's go Cape Cod Mall. Why not? All right, so now one of the things that's nice about this is once I go ahead and pick that location, I can then go ahead and here, I can add it to my favorites. And once I have it added to my favorites, I can also look at the directions. I can call the location, but I'm able to go ahead and now have that where if I wanted to go ahead and do that and start that trip, I can do that through my Apple Maps. And I'll even show you guys how you can do that inside the vehicle a little bit later on. But now I've got that saved. And let's say I wanted to go someplace else, maybe a little bit closer. Let's try one other one. And I'm going to show you guys how you're able to pull these up a little bit later on as well. All right, so let's go to, why not go to Chicago, Illinois? Let's go here. I'm going to add this one to my favorites as well. Boom, now I have those two here. All right, so I'm going to show you guys how we're going to be able to pull those up a little bit later on. But with the Power My Trip app, basically using the Ford Pass app with Power My Trip, once you have the destination in and you have it set up, you'll then be able to recall it at a later time so that you can go ahead and pull that trip up. You can either do that through your Ford Pass app, or like I said, I'll show you how you can access that through your sync screen as well. Now, this is great because, again, it's going to tell you the charging stations along your route and even help you in calculating when you need to charge and how long you'll need to charge for to easily reach your destination. All right? Now, another cool thing in talking about features that are available, well, another great feature that I love because I have two teenagers, one that is driving, one that's going to be driving, and that is phone as a key. Phone as a key is basically a way that it allows you to utilize and get into and setting up your truck and utilizing your phone as a key. And the reason that's important is because I don't have to worry about having multiple key fobs, right? The great thing about phone as a key is I can utilize my cellular device, and now I don't have to worry about who put the key where, the last time they put it, who moved it, because I can utilize my phone for the key. It also allows me to program up to 5 digital keys that I can actually have with my F-150 Lightning. And don't worry, you're still going to have the traditional key fob, so you don't have to worry about that. You'll still have your traditional key fob. The other thing I wanted to mention with phone as a key, depending on when you took delivery of your F-150 Lightning and when it was built, if you had a build date, that was through June of 22, then you will not have phone as a key right off the bat. You'll be getting it as a software update that'll be available later this summer, okay? So If you heard about Phone is a Key and depending on your build date, you don't have it yet, just know it's coming as a software update. I've gotten that question and it will be available. All right. Now, in order for Phone is a Key to work, you will need the Ford Copilot 360 Active 2.0. So you'll have to make sure that you have the Active 2.0 on your F-150 Lightning, which is a standard feature on the Platinum, and it's an optional feature on the Lariat trim level. All right. So like I said, updates coming for those of you that have it. The update will be available this summer, so keep an eye out for that. But basically, it's a great thing because all you'll need is your phone and your Ford Pass app, and you're on your way. All right. So some other cool features with the Phone is a Key and the Ford Pass app, as you guys seen on my screen. You can remotely lock and unlock your vehicle. You can do passive entry and exit. You can, of course, start your vehicle as well, which is nice. So you can do your remote start feature. You can even recall certain memory features. So that's really good. And actually, I just thought about it. I think I said 5. I think I misspoke. It's actually 4 keys. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I said 5 because we have a household of 5. So, but the little one, he's not driving yet. He just thinks he can. So right now, like I said, it's up to 4 virtual keys that you guys are able to program, and you still get your traditional key fobs as well. So don't worry, you have plenty of options when it comes to getting behind the wheel. So the whole family, if you choose to let the whole family, can have access to your F-150 Lightning. All right. Now, another great thing about that, because I know the question comes into play, is what if I'm using my phone as a key, but I'm going out and about? Well, it does have a valet mode. So you are able to put in a valet mode to where you don't have to give your cellular device to the valet driver or anyone else for that matter that may be parking the vehicle for you. You can put in that valet mode, which gives them a temporary time to be able to move the vehicle without the need for your cellular device. So got you covered there. And then, of course, the other question is, what if my phone dies, right? If that's all I have? Well, guess what, guys? Don't forget, we have our handy-dandy secure code right here, which you will have a secure code card, so you'll be able to access and utilize that. So secure code is one way that you're able to get back into your vehicle. Once you get back in, of course, you can use the wireless charging pad if you have it equipped, charge up your phone, and you'll be good to go, or just plug it in and tether it, because depending on which F-150 Lightning you have, you can have up to 11 outlets. So keep a charger with you and you're good to go, right? So great option there. But right now, what I want to do is we've talked a lot about being able to charge on the go and DC fast charging. And we're not going to get fully into it in this episode, but I did want to cut to a video to show you a little bit more about charging at home. And to help me do that, I have a video from our charging brand manager, whose name is Dave Spindler, and he's going to talk a little bit more and give you an overview about some of your options for charging at home. So check out this video from Dave, and we'll be right back.
There are 2 charging solutions with the F-150 Lightning. One comes with all trim levels of the F-150 Lightning. It's called the mobile power cord. The mobile power cord has 2 adapters. So one adapter plugs into your regular home outlet. It's 120 volts. It's kind of like a trickle charger, a little bit slower charging. The second adapter allows you to charge using a 240 volt outlet, which is a much faster charger. So that mobile power cord comes across all Ford F-150 Lightning models. The alternative would be the 80 amp Ford Charge Station Pro. Ford Charge Station Pro, it comes with the extended range battery, does not come with the standard range battery. So if you're a customer that's looking for the 80 amp Ford Charge Station Pro, you're going to want to purchase that wall box. You're going to want to go to ford.com/chargers. Now, what's best for you? It depends on your situation. It may be how many miles you drive a day. If you're looking for a feature like intelligent backup power, do you want the fastest possible charging solution available for your Lightning? So as you're evaluating those factors, you're going to understand what the cost would be. So does the mobile power cord work better for you? At a minimum, we're going to recommend that you install a 240 volt outlet using the mobile power cord. That'll get most people by, but if you're looking for a fastest charging, and if you're looking to enable intelligent backup power, you're going to want to look at the 80 amp wall box. It's pretty easy to calculate how much it costs to charge at home. The first thing you need to know is how big of the battery in your vehicle. So let's just assume that you've got a 130 kilowatt battery in your vehicle, and let's say you've depleted 50% of that. So 50% of 130 kilowatts is 65 kilowatts. That's your first thing. You only need one more factor, and that would be how much do you pay for your home's electricity? The U.S. national average in November of 2021 was 14 cents a kilowatt hour. So all you have to do is multiply 65 times 0.14, or 14 cents, and you'll get to $9.10. Pretty inexpensive. As far as charging your Lightning, we recommend when you're charging at home, and most people are going to charge at home, you want to set the charge limit to 90%. Anything over 90%, number one, it takes longer to jam all of those electrons into the battery. So the charging as you get closer to 100% gets slower and slower. So for the battery health, we recommend only charging up to 90%. Of course, if you're on a road trip, you're traveling long distances, it's okay to charge to 100% because you're not doing it that frequently. But on a regular basis, you have the ability to use your Ford Pass app, or you can set it up in the HMI of the vehicle, actually the center stack of the vehicle, and you can set a control that says, please don't charge past 90% to maintain battery health.
All right, guys, some great information there from Dave. Like I said, just an overview about charging at home. Now that we're here and we're inside, I wanted to go over and talk to you guys about the Sync 4 or Sync 4A screen, depending on which one you have in your F-150 Lightning. Now, keep in mind, we're in studio, so I do have the vehicle in auxiliary mode. However, I'm not putting my seatbelt on only because we're in studio. I'm not starting the truck. We're not driving. But remember, guys, make sure that you wear your safety belt at all times, all right? So whenever you're behind the wheel, especially, make sure that you have your safety belt on. We just don't have it on because we're in studio on a closed set, all right? So with that being said, let's talk a little bit about Sync 4 and Sync 4A. Now, one of the nice things that you're going to have is that with the Sync 4 system, Sync 4 comes with the Pro and the XLT models, and that's going to give you that 12-inch landscape touchscreen, okay? Sync 4A is available in the Lariat and the Platinum, so that's what you're going to have here, and that's going to give us our 15.5-inch portrait touchscreen, all right? Now, the other thing that I want to do is go back to that Ford Power My Trip. So I'm here in my navigation screen, and if you guys remember, in my Ford Pass app, I showed you guys, hey, this is how you can go ahead and program your trip and get it prepared. Well, when you do that and you get in behind the wheel of your Lightning and you're ready to bring up that trip, you just simply go here. You're going to scroll to where you see it says My Trips. And once you have My Trips located, you then hit Ford Pass Trips, and boom, check that out. Remember those two spots I had, Chicago and Cape Cod? Well, there you go. Now I can just press on one of those, and then it will go ahead and give me the option to go ahead and start that up. Now, the other thing that's nice about that is you guys will get the notifications for the charging stations along that route. So as you're driving, you can see it says optimize order, so it'll give you information that you'll need. And it looks like, with this, there's 280 miles. It's going to take us about 4 hours and 19 minutes from where we are to get there. And then along my route, I can determine how I want to stop, when I want to stop, and how long, based on what I need to get where I want to go. All right, so it's really great, really easy. So make sure that you guys not only download the Ford Pass app, but then that you start getting familiar with that Power My Trip feature, because that will really, really help. Another cool thing that you're able to do in combination with that is, well, you have the opportunity to use certain features like Apple CarPlay or Android Auto wirelessly. So let's say in the event you don't want to use the built-in navigation, well, you can utilize the navigation system through your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. It's super easy to set your phone up, so I'll show you guys how to do that and how quickly it takes. As a matter of fact, the tab is right here. Just add my phone, so I'm going to go to that. Add a device.
Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
So, of course, you're just going to follow the prompts as it walks you through it. So the first thing you'll do is go into your Bluetooth and you'll look for your phone.
Confirm that the pin displayed on Sync matches the pin displayed on your device.
And you'll make sure, of course, that everything matches.
For your safety, please stay alert to changing road conditions and use Sync's voice-activated features while your vehicle is in motion.
All right, so now that I have that set up, my Apple CarPlay is connected, and from a mapping standpoint, let's say if I want to use my Apple Map to get to my destinations, I can easily use that, Or if I decide that I want to go to the built-in navigation, I just simply press my button here, and I can go ahead and use that to go ahead and now get back to my built-in navigation. So the great thing about it is while you're on your way and doing your trips, you do have the access. And actually, if you guys see, you can even see some of the charging stations popping up right here and then giving me those icons of the charging stations that are around me. So again, guys, are some really cool things and features that you're able to utilize. Really easy to toggle back and forth between the two. It really just depends on which you prefer. I just wanted to turn the radio off just in case it started blaring. All right, so that's another great feature to use, so keeping in mind, and as I mentioned, if you have the wireless charging pad, then you can go ahead and easily set your phone down on the wireless charging pad. All of this allows you to make sure that you're paying attention, you're driving down the road, you have your eyes on the road, and your hands on the steering wheel, right? You're going to have certain features like you have connected built-in navigation. You have, of course, the enhanced voice recognition, which allows you to do control. And you even have other cool features like Alexa that's built in. So you can even see the little Alexa icon up there. So if you utilize Alexa and you have some key commands programmed and things of that nature, you can utilize that. Now, Larry, I did say that you have to keep your eyes on the road, right? But now, with technology like Ford BlueCruise, guess what, guys? The keeping your hands on the wheel part is an option, right? Because with utilizing Ford BlueCruise, you have the availability to have hands-free blue zones. And what that means for you is that there's over 130,000 miles of dedicated road in North America, and this is all divided highway, that you're able to utilize our BlueCruise technology. Now, BlueCruise technology is a great feature, and basically what it allows you to do as the driver is when you're in a BlueCruise zone and you've activated it properly, you're able to go ahead and when it prompts you and you follow the proper procedures, because remember, it's not just something you take your hands off the wheel, you have to set it up, there are some steps to make sure that it's properly activated, and then you have to make sure in your instrument cluster it instructs you and lets you know. But guess what, guys? Now you can go from having your hands on the wheel to being hands-free and simply keeping your eyes attentive to the road. And what's really nice is BlueCruise technology uses some infrared sensors and cameras that are located here in the truck that are going to help make sure that you're keeping your eyes on the road. So it's not going to be any of this looking down and not paying attention, because you'll get a warning and an alert that will let you know. And if you continue to maintain that and do not pay attention to the road, the system will eventually deactivate itself. All right. So this system, like I said, it allows drivers to take their hands off of the steering wheel on certain roadways. And with this system, it will accelerate, it will brake, and it will steer the vehicle in its lane for you. All right. And we've put the available BlueCruise through the paces. So it creates a driving experience that is like no other. I've had a chance to experience it myself, and it's one that you can definitely be confident in. It does take a little bit of, just because I've been driving a long time. So, it's like one of those things, it's like new technology. But once you experience it, the level of confidence and comfort that you'll have with it is incredible. Now, the other thing that I said, like I mentioned, with the Blue Zones, it's over 130,000 miles throughout North America. And on other roadways where hands-free driving is not permitted, the system can still do some of the features for you. So it can still do certain things like accelerate, brake, steer, but with that, you'll just have to have your hands on the wheel, so that way you're prepared to take control if needed. Now, the other thing is the system uses the technology that I talk about, which is a driver-facing camera, to ensure that you're paying attention at all times. And that way, it just makes sure, and if you're not paying attention, as I mentioned, it will deactivate. Now, all of these things, right, because with BlueCruise, it's going to offer regularly mapping updates and give you some updates in technology to recognize new road infrastructures. But all of that comes together with one thing, and that is our Ford Power Up software updates. All these technology features that I mentioned, guys, they're part of something that you want to make sure that you have the availability to receive the updates as they come through. So remember, I told you for Phone is a Key, that's going to be an update later this summer. And so some other features like that, with things updating like BlueCruise and other technology, having those Power Up software updates is crucial, all right? And what they basically do is they ensure that your F-150 Lightning has the latest and greatest when it comes to the software technology. It's really simple to activate. So what you'll do if you want to activate your software updates and make sure that you have them on your truck, you just go into your truck icon here, and then you can go into your settings, and in your settings, then from there you will go ahead and you will make sure that you have your system updates. So you click on system updates, and then it's right here. Boom, automatic updates, make sure that they're enabled, and you see my system is up to date. So it's that easy. Just make sure they're updated, and if you decide that you want to schedule your updates, well, you can even go ahead and schedule your updates there as well. So again, but that's something that you definitely want to make sure, all right? Now, before we continue, I actually had a chance, Dave Spindler actually answered some more Q&A. He took some time to answer some more questions that are common questions that we're getting from a lot of our Lightning owners. All right, so I want you guys to check out this quick video from Dave, and I'm going to hop out and I'll meet you back on the outside. So check this video out.
A lot of folks that are unfamiliar with battery electric vehicles will ask the question, does it make noise when it charges? And yes, it does. So it is normal. You're hearing that noise because there's a fan that's attempting to provide cooling to the battery while it's charging. So perfectly normal. As far as locking the home charging solutions, it depends on where you have the home charging solution installed. So there would be 2 points. Let's talk about the mobile charger first. Those come standard across all of the F-150 Lightning vehicles. So there's 2 ends, one that's going to go into an outlet at your home, and one that's going to go into the actual vehicle charging port. So if you have the outlet in your home within a secure location, you obviously can't reach it. So if you have it inside of your garage, you won't be able to reach that charging outlet. If you have the charging portion that's going into the vehicle charging port in your garage, you're good. But if you're charging the vehicle outside, and I've done this at my own house personally, where I've charged sometimes in my garage and I've other times led the cord out from underneath my garage door to my vehicle, I cannot secure or lock that charging coupler to the charging port. If you have an 80 amp Ford Charge Station Pro, that is a hardwired charging solution. So if you have that mounted on the outside of your house, you won't be able to remove it. But again, you could remove and disconnect the coupler or the charging handle from the vehicle charging port. Charging solutions that we're making available for Lightning are for indoor or outdoor use. So they are rated for the extreme weather, rain, snow. You can have those mounted outside. For example, if you get the mobile power cord and you're going to use the 240 volt, we're going to recommend an outlet called a NEMA 1450 outlet. And if you install that, you're going to want to get an outside outlet that could have a cover on it to prevent any exposure to the elements. As far as the 80 amp and charging outside, again, it's indoor, outdoor use. It's rated for outdoor use, and it'd be capable of handling any of the elements.
Now, those were some great questions, and I know there are going to be a ton more, right? So here's what I want you guys to do for me, because I've enjoyed our time this evening. First, here's the link for the digital brochure. So make sure you guys go ahead and download that. And then make sure that you share the link for this live stream, because guess what? We're going to be coming back to you in 2 weeks. That's right, 2 weeks. So mark your calendar right now. Better yet, go to our live stream schedule and just add it to your calendar. That's right, July 21st is going to be our next live stream. So make sure you share that out, and that way we can get more owners on and we can get more questions answered. This vehicle, as we've covered just a little bit of it today, has so much technology and information and capability, and we really want to continue to dig into it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the digital brochure. I look forward to seeing you guys on the 21st for our next show. And remember, if you need more quick tips, in-depth videos, one-on-one walkthroughs, all related to your Ford ownership experience, continue to check us out at Discover Your Ford. Now listen, this has been fun. You guys have been great, but I'm checking out my time, and Larry, we've got to go. It's time for us to run. But don't you guys worry, because guess what? July 21st, we'll see you on the next one.